If you can hear me, please drop a comment. I want to be sure you can hear me. I want to be sure I'm audible. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, drop a comment. How are you doing today? How is trading going? What pair are you considering trading today? Drop it in the comment section. What pair are you considering trading today? Drop it in the comment section so that we can look at it together. We can analyze together so that I can share my opinion on that instrument. What pair are you considering trading? Okay, so let me share my thoughts on Australian dollar USD. If you joined the weekly market outlook session, I told you my buyers, I'm expecting pullback on Australian dollar USD, though the long term is bullish because the dollar is bearish. So I'm expecting a pullback on Australian dollar. That's my expectation. Australian dollar USD, I'm expecting a pullback on Australian dollar USD. Okay, so let's look at the charts. I currently have a trade on Australian dollar USD. I executed a trade yesterday, and I'm just in few pips drawdown, as you can see. Okay, so during the weekly outlook session, I told you guys that if a candle closes below the low of this spinning top, I would sell, and that was what I did. Immediately, this candlestick closed below. This is the first candlestick that closed below the low of this spinning top, and also after the close of this candle, you would see we had a support here. So I waited for 4-hour candle to close below that. I waited for 4-hour candle to close below that support before I set. So I'm still holding my sell trade, and you can see my stop loss is at this level. The risk I took on this trade is very high. You can see the stop loss is about 60 pips from my entry level. 60 pips. Normally I don't risk more than 40 pips on currency pairs, but because this week we have a lot of major news that will be released, there will be a lot of manipulation and all that. So that's why I had to give price enough room to breathe. That's why I used 60 pips, okay, as my take profits. After CPI is renewed, if price isn't pushed to these zones, if price does not get to these zones, then I will reduce my risk on the trade. So I'm waiting for CPI to be released before I would adjust my stop loss. So my bias on AUD USD is still bearish. It is still bearish. I hope you get that. I hope you get that. If there's any pair you want us to analyze together, drop it in the comment section. Okay, so GBP Australian dollar USD is bearish at the moment. It is bearish. Okay, it is bearish at the moment. Let's go to the next pair. Euro USD. Euro USD also is bearish at the moment. Okay, Euro USD is bearish at the moment. I think a candle has closed below the low. Let's see, below the low of this candle. Okay, it hasn't broken out from that. So if you have not executed a sell trade on Euro USD and you're considering selling Euro USD, you could just wait for a candle to close below the low of this candlestick, this bullish candle. Okay, if a candle closes below the low, preferably a 1-hour candle or 4-hour candle, then you can consider selling Euro USD. And if you are selling Euro USD because of the CPI that will be released later today, your stop loss should be at this level or a few pips above that level. And if the risk is too high for you, that's about 70 pips. If that risk is too high for you, probably maybe your capital is small, wait for CPI to be released before you execute the trade. Okay, wait for CPI to be released before you execute the trade. I hope you are following. I hope you are following. So that's my take on Euro USD. Euro USD is still bearish. Okay, so you can see price tested the low of this candle, this bullish candle, and there was a rejection, strong rejection from that level. So for us to sell Euro USD, we want to ensure that a candlestick closes below this level. That will be the best price to sell Euro USD. Okay, so that's my take on Euro USD. I'm still bearish on Euro USD. And if price breaks this support, okay, or the low of this candle, might see Euro USD drop to this next area of liquidity, this equal low. And if they successfully breaks that low, if they break that low, then this will be the next area of liquidity. That is my expectation on Euro USD. Now, if the CPI data is positive for the dollar, we should expect more bearish move on Euro USD. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Okay, so let's move to the next pair. GBP USD. So you can see GBP USD is bearish. You can see GBP USD is bearish. Now, the best entry on GBP USD would have been at this point. Candlestick closed below the low of this bullish candle that formed before this shooting star. I shared this with you guys during the weekly markets analysis session. Immediately this candle closed bearish, immediately a candle closed below the low of this bullish candle. That's a confirmation that we have more sellers in the market. That's a confirmation that supply has exceeded demand, so we should expect price to keep dropping. So what happened after price broke out from the low of this bullish candle? You see what happened. Price had to pull back, okay, test that level that it broke from, and you can see GU is bearish at the moment. Now this point here, if you go down to maybe 1 hour or 15 minutes time frame, the low of this candle here could be a support on 1 hour or 15 minutes time frame. Let's go down to lower time frame to confirm that. Okay, let's go to 1 hour before we go down to, so you can see if you go back here, you can see we had a support here. Can you see it? We had a support here. Can you see it? So price tested that level and there was a strong rejection from that level. So as it is right now, GBP USD is bearish. GBP USD is bearish. The only thing that will make GBP USD buy is if the CPI data is negative for US dollar, then GBP USD could go bullish for some time. Okay, but right now, technically, GBP USD is bearish. You cannot buy GBP USD with the pattern on 4 hour, 1 hour, and 15 minutes time frame, because there's a shift at this point. There's a shift in market structure at this point. Okay, shift in market structure created a fair value gap. We might see price pull back to fill this fair value gap that was created before GU will continue with its bullish bearish movement. Okay, so if you are executing a sell trade on GU, your stop loss must be few pips above this level, okay, or at this level. Those are the areas you set your stop loss. If you just want to scalp, your stop loss could be few pips above this level, okay. But if your trade is a long-term trend, you are aiming for, let's say, 70 to 80 pips, then your stop loss should be at this level, which is 2781. That's about 110 pips. That risk is too high. The risk is too high. So you decide if you want to set your stop loss above this level or at this level, but that risk is too high. It's too high. Okay, if I'm to take this trade on GBP USD, my stop loss will be a few pips above this level, say 20 pips. My risk on this trade will not be more than 50 pips. Okay, so that's my take on GBP USD. Okay, so if there's anything you want us to analyze together, drop it in the comment section. Let's move to the next pair. USD CAD. My bias on USD CAD this week is bullish. Let's see how yesterday candle closed. Okay, you can see, I think this was on Friday. We had an hammer. Okay, candle, this is an hammer candle on Friday, indicating change in trend from bearish to bullish. Okay, this was a support. So price tested that support level. There was clear liquidity at this point. Okay, then the candlestick that formed at that level was an hammer, which indicates change trend. So let's go down to 4-hour time frame. We should be able to identify a bullish reversal pattern on 4-hour time frame. Let's see the pattern we have on 4-hour. So you can see the pattern we have on 4-hour time frame. This is an engulfing pattern. This is an engulfing pattern. You can see that. And after the formation of this engulfing candle, I believe a fair value gap was created. Let's go to 1 hour or 15 minutes. I believe a fair value gap was created. Okay, let's go to 15 minutes. Let's see. So on 15 minutes, a fair value gap was created at what point? Okay, I think this was where the fair value gap was created here on 15 minutes. This was the fair value gap that was created on 15 minutes. So it is likely price will pull back to that gap before USD card will continue with its bullish. Price already gotten to that level. Price has gotten to that level, so we could see USD card buy from the current market price. We could see USD card buy from the current market price. Okay, so USD card is bullish. Look for a buy setup. Technically, USD card is bullish technically. Okay. Let's move to the next pair. If there's any pair you want us to analyze together, drop it in the comment section. USD CHF should be bullish also. Let's start with the daily. You can see on the daily we had an hammer on Friday, and yesterday candle closed as this looks like an inverted hammer. And I believe this bearish move we experienced last week was to clear liquidity at this previous low, and that they have achieved. Okay, before the formation of that hammer, they've already cleared liquidity. So after the formation of that hammer, we go down to 4-hour. Let's see the pattern we had on 4-hour. Okay, so this was the pattern we had on 4-hour. Okay, this is a spinning bottom. The next candlestick closed bullish, but before we buy, we want to ensure that price closes above this level. Okay, we want to ensure price closes above the high of that candle, and I believe this candlestick closed above this high. Okay, this candlestick closed above this high. Now before this candle, after the close of this candle, I believe a fair value gap was created. I believe a fair value gap was created after the close of that candle above the high of. Okay, so let's go down to 1 hour to identify the fair value gap that was created. So you can see on 1 hour we had a fair value gap here on 1 hour. Okay, we had a fair value gap here, and price has already filled that gap. Okay, this is it on 1 hour. But let's go down to 15 minutes. Let's see 15 minutes. I believe there's a fair value gap. Okay, you can see reason why the market is trading below the 1 hour fair value gap, because we have a fair value gap here on 15 minutes. So the market is currently, price is currently in that zone. So we could see USD CHF go bullish from this zone. So what should we wait for? We should wait for a candle to close above the high, these highs. That will be the best price to consider buying USD CHF. Wait for a candle, 15 minutes or 1 hour candle to close above these highs before you execute a buy. Though we already have a bullish pattern here. This is a bullish reversal pattern. This is an hammer. The next candlestick closed bearish, and the candle that followed closed bullish. Okay, so this is a bullish setup. But for more confirmation, wait for a candle to close above these highs before you buy USD CHF. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm not seeing your comments. I'm not seeing your comments. Okay, I can see your comments now. Mr. Eze, Mr. Jeremiah, Mr. OJ Daniel. You're welcome. Okay, I can see your comments now. Okay, so let's move to the next pair. We'll look at gold. We'll look at GJ. Okay, let's go to gold. Okay, for those of you who are afraid of CPI, you can avoid trading USD pairs and trade cross currency pairs like GBP JPY, um, Euro JPY, Euro Aussie. Okay, if you are if you are afraid of CPI, okay, just trade cross currency pairs. So though the news will still have impact on those pairs, but the impact on the USD pairs will be more. Okay, it will be more. Though the news would have impact on crosses on all the instruments because USD is king. Okay, so it will have an impact on all the, but it will be more. The impact will be more on USD pairs. So there will be a lot of manipulation on USD pairs compared to um, the crosses and maybe the exotic pairs. Okay, so that's it on USD CHF. Let's move to the next pair. USD. Okay, let's look at G. Okay, let's look at gold. Okay, gold. I'm still bearish on gold. As you can see, I have a trade on gold, which is still, I executed this trade yesterday, and it's still very active. Okay, I think I'm in profit of close to 20 or 30 something pips on gold. So let's start with the daily. Let's see how yesterday candle closed. So you can see Monday candle closed as a spinning top. Yesterday candle closed as what? A spinning top. So if today's candle closes bearish, that will be a strong confirmation that gold will be bearish tomorrow. If today's candle closes bearish, okay, but I didn't wait for, I'm not waiting for, I've already executed the trade, not waiting for today's candle to close, because after the close of this candle I went down to 4-hour time frame, confirmed the pattern that formed on 4-hour time frame. This is a shooting star, so all I needed to wait for, going by the pattern we have on 4 hours, is to wait for a bearish candle to close before I will sell. So you can see this candle still closed bearish, this candle closed bearish, this also closed bearish. So it is confirmed that we have sellers in the market. That is why I took a sell trade on gold. Okay, and I'm still holding out the trade, and you can see my stop loss is at this level. Okay, my stop loss is at this level. The risk, I think, is about 80 pips, 80 pips, and that's because of the CPI. That's why I gave my stop loss is far from my entry because of CPI. Okay, normally if there's no major news to be released, my risk does not exceed 50 pips on gold. On currency pairs is between 30 and 40. Okay, because okay, so that is it on gold. Like I told you guys, when you know that a major news is to be released, you don't apply the same stop loss that you apply when a major news is not expected. Do you get it? Because when a major news is released, there will be increased volatility, right? There will be increased volatility. So you cannot be using the same stop loss you use on a normal day when a major news is not to be released than when you're expecting a major news like CPI. Okay, so that's it on gold. Gold is still bearish. If you have not executed sell on gold, let me check lower time frame. Let me see the pattern of, okay. So I think what's playing out now, you would see that a fair value gap was created at this point. A fair value gap was created at this point, so it is likely they want to fill this gap. Okay, they've not filled this gap, so that's it. So if you want to sell gold, you sell at the current market price. Normally I should have adjusted my stop loss to this level. This is where my stop loss, this is where I should have adjusted my stop loss to. Okay, but because of CPI, I have to give price enough room. So immediately CPI is released and they didn't clear stop losses at this previous highs. Okay, if they don't clear the stop losses at this previous highs, then I can adjust my stop loss to this level. But right now, I'll still leave it at where it is. Okay, so yeah. Let's see. USD is bearish now. Check dollar index. If you check dollar index chart, DXY. Okay, let's check our dollar index. I think I have dollar index here. Okay, let's check dollar index. So this is dollar index. Let's start with the daily. Let's see what we have on the daily. Okay, so you can see dollar index. What pattern do you have on dollar index? This is a bullish pattern, right? This pattern we have is bullish. This is a bullish. That means dollar is strong. Dollar is strong. This is DXY. Dollar is strong. They swept liquidity at this level. You can see what happened here. They swept liquidity at this previous low, this demand zone. Liquidity has been swept at this zone, and now price is likely going to pull back to fill this fair value gap that was created here. This is where dollar is heading to. This fair value gap, this is where dollar is heading to. And if dollar is bullish, you would do what? You would sell GBP USD, Euro USD, NZD USD. All the pairs that have USD as counter would go bearish, and pairs that have USD as base would go bullish. Now, the long-term trend for the dollar is bearish. This is a pullback. The long-term trend for dollar is bearish. This is just a pullback. This is just a pullback. AUD, USD, GBP USD, Euro USD, long term is bullish. It is bullish. But because DXY is pulling back, that is why we are considering selling GBP USD, Euro USD, NZD USD. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Okay, you should not be scared of CPI. If you set your stop loss at a very good level, you shouldn't be scared. Okay, you shouldn't be scared. If you have your technical setup, if your technical setup shows up, execute it, set your stop loss at a very good level. You need not be scared. You just have to be willing to take the risk. CPI or no CPI, you will still trade your setup. Okay, so do not be scared of CPI. Okay, just give price enough room to breathe in and out, so that they don't just hunt for your stop loss immediately the news is released. Okay, I hope that is clear. So that is it on DSY. So let's look at GBP JPY. GBP JPY. Okay, so GBP JPY, if I will take a trade on GBP JPY today, it will be a buy. It will be what? Buy. Reason being that let's go to 4 hour. You can see how yesterday candle closed. It closed strongly bearish, right? It closed strongly bearish. Okay, so let's go to 4 hour to see the pattern that we had yesterday. So you can see the pattern we had yesterday on 4 hour. We had a spinning bottom. This is a spinning bottom, or we call this inverted hammer. The next candlestick closed bullish. Okay, and this one that followed, you can see this one. This is an hammer candle. You see what played out here. What they did, they know a lot of traders would have executed a buy trade after the formation of this bullish candle, and where would they have set their stop loss? Their stop loss is at this level. So what they did was to clear the liquidity at this level, and you see the candle that formed after they cleared liquidity. It's hammer, you can see. So after the formation of this hammer, now if you had gone to lower time frame, let's say 1 hour, on 1 hour you would have identified a bullish reversal pattern on 1 hour. So this is a bullish reversal pattern on 1 hour. So this would have been the best price to execute a buy trade on GBP JPY. After the formation of this candle, this would have been the best time to buy. Okay, but right now you can see price has pulled back to that level. So GBP JPY is good for buy right now. GBP JPY is good for buy right now. What played out is this. Let me explain to you. Okay, so yesterday you can see a fair value gap was created here. This is the fair value gap. Can you see this gap? So the market has already filled that gap. The market has already filled that gap. So GBP JPY is bullish at the moment. Is bullish at the moment. Is bullish. GBJPY is bullish. And if you are buying from the current market price, your stop loss should be around this level, which is about 50 pips, right? 50 pips, and your first TP should be at this level. That will be your first TP, and that's about 70. That's about 68, yeah, 68 or 70 pips. Okay, so your first TP. Okay, this is the first area of liquidity. There are a lot of stop losses residing at this high, so they would want to clear liquidity at this level. So your first TP should be at this level, your stop loss should be at this level. That's my take on GBPJPY. GBPJPY is bullish at the moment. It is bullish. It is bullish. Let's say 15 minutes. So you can see the pattern we have on 15 minutes. Can you see it? Can you see the pattern? This is a bullish pattern on 15 minutes. Okay, this is a bullish pattern on 15 minutes. Now let's go down to 5 minutes. Let's just go down to 5 minutes. Let's see the structure on 5 minutes. Okay, so you can see there's a shift, break of structure here. Can you see that on 5 minutes? This is a break of structure. So this is a bullish structure. Let's go down to 1 minute. So you can see clearly on 1 minute that there is a, this, you can see the break of structure on, you can see. So GJ is bullish at the moment. It is bullish. It is bullish. Mr. David, you just joined the session. I've analyzed AUD and USD. GBP USD is bearish at the moment. Australian dollar USD is also bearish at the moment. Okay, so if there's one pair I would recommend that you trade, you execute right now, it is GJ. GJ has a good setup. It has a good setup. Okay, so if you are comfortable with the risk, you can execute the trade on GJ. You can execute the trade on GJ. Okay, let's look at EJ. Also is bullish. EJ also is bullish. I wouldn't need to analyze EJ. You can see that the pattern we have on GJ is similar to what we have on EJ. So EJ also is bullish. You can see EJ pattern is even stronger than that of the GBP/JPY. You can see yesterday candle closed as a bearish on spinning, this spinning bottom, or should we call this hammer? You can see, and you can see that liquidity was cleared. You can see liquidity was cleared on EJ, but if you go to GJ, I don't think liquidity was cleared on GJ, but on EJ liquidity was cleared. Okay, you can see we had close here. Okay, they actually cleared liquidity here also on GJ. They cleared liquidity at this point. Okay, same thing on EJ, liquidity was cleared. So EJ also is bullish. Okay, so it's likely EJ is going to pull back to this level. I believe a fair value gap was created at this level. If you go down to lower time frame, you'll be able to identify the fair value gap. So EJ is likely going to pull back to this zone. This is a support stone resistance. So EJ is likely going to hit that level. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Any question? Any question? Any question? Is there any other instrument you want us to look at together? Is there any other instrument you want us to look at together? Drop it in the comment section. Australian dollar USD is bearish. You can see the pattern we have here is a bearish reversal pattern. It's a bearish reversal pattern. Okay. Then GU is also bearish. You can see the market is currently trading below. You can see the market is currently trading below the low of this bullish candle. That tells me that there's more supply than demand. So GBP USD is bearish at the moment. Now, if the CPI is positive for the dollar will gain strength. Okay, if the data released is positive, if the actual is greater than the forecast, let me open. Okay, so this is the calendar. So if you want to trade the news, all that you need to do is compare the forecast, compare the forecast value with the actual value. So CPI, the previous was 0.4 and the forecast is 0.3. So they're expecting it to drop. That's their expectation. Okay, they're expecting it to drop. So if the actual value is higher than the forecast, it will be positive for the dollar. Okay, and if it is negative, if actual is less than forecast, it will be negative for the dollar. But the truth is that the market would always flow with the higher time frame trend. That's why if you are a swing trader, a position trader, you are not supposed to be scared of fundamentals. You are not supposed to be scared by fundamentals or by news that is being released. Okay, if you're a long-term trader, okay, the impacts of most of the news will only last few days. It will only last few days. Okay, so but if you're a scalper, it's very important that you check the calendars. Okay, to know when best time to scalp. Best time to scalp will be when the news is released. Okay, so that's it for CPI. If the data favors dollar, we should see bearish move on GBP USD, Australian dollar USD, Euro USD. Okay, but if it does not favor the dollar, then we would see GBP USD, Euro USD, NZD USD, Australian dollar USD go bullish. I hope that is clear. Just compare the actual with the forecast. So we don't know what the actual value would look like until it is released. Okay. I hope that is clear, Mr. David. Any other question? Any other question? Any other question? Any other question? So the first person to drop comments today is Mr. Eze. Mr. Eze. Mr. Eze was the first person to drop a comment today, and yeah, it's Mr. Eze. So Mr. Eze, you will send me your MTN number so that I can forward data to you. Mr. Eze, if you can hear me, I hope you are still in this class. Okay, drop your MTN number. You can drop it in the comment section. Drop it in the comment section. You are the first to drop a comment today, so I'm going to send you data after this class. Drop your number, Mr. Eze, or you can send it to me on WhatsApp. If you have my WhatsApp number, Mr. Eze, you can send me your number. Okay, send me your number on WhatsApp. MTN, please. MTN. Any question? Any question? Okay. I noticed that also yesterday. I noticed that, Jeremiah, the market now opens by 10 p.m. and not 11 p.m. I noticed that yesterday. You are right. You are right. I noticed that yesterday. So there's a change in time. Market opens 10 p.m. and closes 10 p.m. Thanks for that information, Mr. Jeremiah. Mr. Eze, I hope you can hear me. You can hear me. I hope you can hear me. Send me your number on WhatsApp. Okay. Any question? Do you have any question? Any instrument you want us to analyze before I end this session? Let me know, please. Let me know, please. Okay, okay. And the American people are experiencing time shifts. Okay, okay, cool. Thank you, Mr. David. Okay. Okay, let's look at USDJPY before I end the session. USDJPY. Okay, you can see USDJPY. Do I need to tell you the trend on USDJPY? It is obvious, right? USDJPY is bullish. You can see it. Yesterday candle closed as a, a spinning bottom. I think price tested this previous support level. You can see price tested this previous support level yesterday, and there was a rejection from that level. So after the formation of this spinning bottom, let's see the pattern that we had on 4 hour. So you can see the pattern we had on 4 hour. This, I think, was an engulfing. Okay, so this candlestick, as you can see, this bullish candle, this engulfing candle, you can see is trading above all these highs. You can see it cleared all these highs. This is a strong indication that there are a lot of buyers in the market. You can see it cleared all these highs. So at the moment, USDJPY is bullish. If you are buying USDJPY from the current market price, your stop loss will be at this level, which is about, it's close to 100 pips. So if that risk is too high for you, please avoid the trade. Okay. Now, as you can see, after the formation of this engulfing candle, a fair value gap was created. So if 100 pip risk, if executing the trade at the current market price is too risky for you, okay, you could wait for, because a fair value gap was created. Let's go to 1 hour and 15 minutes to identify the fair value gap that was created. Let's go to 1 hour. So you can see on 1 hour, a fair value gap was created. Personally, if I'm to take this trade on USDJPY, I would wait for price to pull back and fill this gap, this fair value gap, before I would buy. I cannot buy from the current market price. It is very risky. The risk is too high. So I want to see price pull back to fill this fair value gap, because this gap, this fair value gap, is at a discount level. Is at discount level, right? Let's apply Fibonacci from this swing low to this swing high. So price should pull back to discount before you consider buying. Don't jump in and buy now. The risk is too high. Okay. All right, that will be all for today's session. If there are no questions, I wish you all a profitable trading day. Please note that CPI will be released today. If you have not executed any trade, you should wait for CPI news to be released. As you can see on most USD pairs, price has been in a range, and it's likely going to range before the CPI data is released. Okay, if you have a good setup, a good technical setup, you want to go in, go in. Do not be scared. Okay, go in with the hope that before the CPI data is released, your TP will be it or your stop loss will be it. Okay, so you can go in if you have a good technical setup, but don't be aggressive. Don't over leverage. Go in with a smaller lot size. You have to be very conservative today. Don't go aggressive. Don't over leverage, please. And ensure that you use stop loss. Use stop loss on all your trades. Understand that you can't win all trades. There is no system that has 100% winning rate. That strategy does not exist. You would experience losses. It is normal. It is part of the business. Okay? But how you manage your losses, how you manage risk will determine how long you would be in this business. If you want to be profitable long term, you have to use stop loss. 70 to 80% of traders who blow accounts are those who don't use stop loss. 70 to 80% of those who blow accounts are those who don't use stop loss, those who over leverage. They are the people that keep blowing accounts in trading. So if you don't want to be amongst those 70 to 80% who keep blowing accounts in trading, you should use stop loss. Don't listen to those who tell you you don't need to use stop loss. Always apply stop loss, please. I hope that is clear. So thank you. So our next session will be tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow for VIP students, we're going to meet tonight. Okay, VIP students, you know yourself, we'll meet tonight by 8 or 9 p.m. via Zoom. Okay, so thank you very much for your time. Do have a wonderful. If you have any question, you have my WhatsApp number. You can always forward your questions to me. And if you're on the WhatsApp group also, you can drop your questions on the WhatsApp group. If this is your first time participating in the live stream, I want to ask that you subscribe to the channel so that anytime I come online, you get notification from YouTube. Okay, so subscribe, and if you got value from this stream, also ensure that you like the stream. If you got value from this stream, also please share the link with your loved ones. Okay, anyone who's interested in learning Forex, let them join this live stream. If they keep joining this live stream, you can be rest assured that they will stop blowing their accounts. They will succeed in trading. They would succeed. If you follow me consistently for 3 months, 3 months, the things you will learn will definitely make you a profitable trader. You would only fail if you are not disciplined. If you are not disciplined, that is when you will fail. Okay, so share the link with your loved ones, those who are still brewing accounts in trading, please. All right, that will be all for today's session. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys for always showing up for these classes. Thank you very much. Do have a wonderful day.